Welcome, guys, and welcome to Journey Ryan Live right here on My Psychic Connection. I'm your host, Journey Ryan. I hope everybody had a great weekend. It has been interesting for me as I'm trying to find an old camera since my other camera has decided to hit the road jack. And so I found another camera that's working. That way, at least you guys can see my face and not wondering if Journey is back there. Yes, Journey is back there, and this is live. All right, guys, make sure we're sharing out far and wide as we can. Guys, we're going to be taking questions here in just a few minutes. And guys, don't forget, tonight after my show, we have another show with special guest, Psychic Rose. So guys, make sure you are staying tuned to that one and getting ready to have some fun with me here for the next hour and then have some fun with Psychic Rose. Guys, do remember Psychic Rose is new and she is just joining us. So if you haven't had a chance to check her out, make sure you guys are checking her out. Guys, make sure we're sharing out far and wide as we can. Let's share to as many places as possible because we love the love and sharing is caring. All right, guys, make sure we are sharing out and having a good time. Guys, do know that we are having an emoji contest. So, guys, do know at around the 45-minute mark, we are going to do that and give away a free reading, a 3-card reading from the Sacred Forest. So, guys, make sure we are checking that out. All right, guys, we're going to try to get to as many people as possible. So let's share it out. Let's do it, guys. Let's go ahead and go over a few of the things that we got going on here tonight. So general reads, if you have a general read, save those for the website because right here on the site, we could be talking about anything. And it could either be something you already know about and you don't want to waste 2 minutes on something you already know. And like has happened before, in the past, you talk about something you don't want the world to know or the person that's sitting beside you watching the show to know. So that's why we ask you to get those direct questions. Plus, giving a direct question gives us right to what you're looking to hear. So that's why we can get to you as fast as possible, connect with you as fast as possible, and to be able to move forward, okay? So we're going to try to get to as many of these questions as possible. And guys, if you have a medical or a legal question, let's save those for the legal and medical professionals because by law, we cannot answer those questions. All right, guys? So just know that if you have a legal question or a medical question, go ahead and switch it up to something different and save those questions for legal and medical professionals, okay? Because we are not doctors or lawyers here. All right. Also, Energy says, hi, Journey. Love you to see your face again. Exactly. But it's not quite the way I kind of feel like a cartoon character right now. I'm looking at my face going, I don't know what color my skin is, and I'm so blurry. It's not like my other camera. So unfortunately, that one got fried out along with a lot of other electronics, and that's what happens when all these spirits start coming through your house. They start frying electronics. After so long, the electronics are like, I can't take anymore, and then they just cook themselves. So we're going to try to get to everybody as fast as we can, get to as many people as we can. Guys, make sure you're checking out all the shows throughout the week. We've got lots of shows plus new people, so make sure we are checking all that out. The people in the back are keeping an eye on the emoji contest to let us know when we get to that point to talk about the winner and give that winner an amazing reading. If you'd like to get something longer than a 2-minute read, you can always donate for a 3, a 6, a mini, a medium, or a mega. And when it comes to mediumship, guys, do realize I do wait till that person has passed for at least 6 months. So we don't trap that spirit here. So that's why I have a time frame on why I wait at least 6 months. Plus, when someone goes through traumatic energy, it's harder to read somebody who's trying to go through something to that effect as well. So 6 months, usually it's still, the emotions are still there, but it's still hard to read. So we want to get to that right direct connection to the person that you're wanting to get in communication with. If you are looking for that mediumship read, make sure to donate for a mediumship. Okay, guys, mediumships are not on the free reading. So guys, make sure if you want that longer message, make sure if you're wanting that mediumship, go ahead and donate for a medium. But all the other ones, the 3 and the 6 are timed for 3 and 6 minutes. Minis take however long, mediums take however long, and megas do too. But a mega will make sure that you can ask a couple questions rather than just one that we focus on. Okay. So guys, let's have some fun. Let's go ahead with our first question. Who do we got up first? All right, we got Audrey. Audrey says, Ryan, I'm completely devastated. Yesterday, we witnessed a 15-year-old boy, Miles, drown before our eyes at a local lake. We did everything we could. Wes risked his life and jumped in to find his body, which wasn't recovered until today, a few hours ago. I don't really have a question, just curious about when you said why you wait a while before a mediumship reading. We are heavily involved with the family. A cop on a boat may lose his job. If there is anything I can say to them in the future, I would like to. Okay, so Audrey, I was just kind of going over that a little bit. So I do wait 6 months before I connect to a spirit. That way the spirit has the ability to say their goodbyes to their family members and have the chance to cross over. That way they don't get stuck here on this plane. Being on this plane can make them very, if they get stuck here, it can make them aggravated. It makes them angry. It could, once they stay here long enough where they can't go back and they want to cross over until somebody can help them cross over because they lose their way. They get stuck here. They feel like they have to be here. Their opportunity, the door's closed. Door does not stay open for you. You eventually have to cross over. But then after that, it's like getting a bus pass in a sense, is the way I call it. They get their spiritual bus pass. That way they can come and go as they please, but they need to know what happens when they cross over so they can go through everything. As it goes for the police officer, I know it got a broken heart emoji. And I can imagine how you're feeling, and I can feel that overwhelming energy that's circling you at the moment. So anything that you can do to try to help the police officer is talking to the people around you that were there, or to help support the officer, to let them know that the officer did everything in their power in order to help the situation in the best way they could. We all would love to be able to have a happy ending to everything. Happy endings can't be drawn up. But the one thing is that the body recovery did happen. So now there's a way to let the soul rest in peace, to release that body. And, that's really hard to come together. Okay. So, yeah, I just saw what you wrote. So the cop ran him over with his boat, pushing him down further. Yeah, but that wasn't purposely done. That was accidental. And I feel as though when we get into those moments where we think we're doing the right thing, we overthink or we overjudge, or we're not judging or thinking at all. We're just reacting. And I feel as though that was the case here. Definitely was not it wasn't meant on purpose. And I know that they should be aware of their surroundings. And and this goes for anybody. Sometimes we do things without thinking. We react to things. Completely panic. Exactly. We do things without thinking we are going to help, and realizing we've only made the matters worse. And, the police officer, in which this case would be, they're going to have that ride on their soul for the rest of their life. This is something that this particular person would have riding with them, and they'll never forgive themselves. I'm telling you that right now. That's something I know I'm adding a little bit more to that, but that's something that you need to know, and to do whatever that anybody could, just to talk about it. If you're wanting to save his job or whatever, that's what you guys need to do, is communicate that he acted out complete panic and tried to do what was right, but unfortunately it just didn't happen that way. Accident. That was a definite accident. And she goes, I know, thank you. You're so welcome, sweetheart. I know that one was like, I could feel that one in my chest immediately. And we'll get back to the boy situation when that time has come where we can communicate with him without interfering with his ability to cross over. Then I'll be more than happy to read that mediumship for you and maybe even talk to his mother or father. Okay? Thank you, Audrey. And sorry about that. I know that's something, that you witnessed and it just was, it's heavy because you want to be able to do everything in the world for somebody. Unfortunately, this was just not a situation that could be addressed. All right. Well, let's keep it going, guys. Let's go ahead and take our next question. Who do we got next on our list? We got Unique. Unique says, sorry I keep asking, but will Jabari and I still be on and move in together this year? So, by the way, I meant, will Jabari and I still be okay and we'll still move in together this year? Yeah, but when we called it quits today, but I'm not ready to let go. But the thing is that there's a lot of frustration. These frustrations that are happening currently around you guys are going to think about these retrogrades. Mercury is gone direct again. So we can't blame Mercury. But what I was talking to you guys when it came to Mercury is that the things that we go through during a Mercury retrograde still have an effect. Now, you're going to hear the stories about the shadow or something else. It's not really a shadow. I don't know where people are getting the shadow form thing from. She goes, like, I want a life with him, a legit real family with this man. And you can have that, but just know that the energy that you are sharing right now are reflections of things that happened during a retrograde. Communication, the emotion, everything that you went through still lingers a little bit. And I want you to realize that you guys can walk through this, talk to this. Will we get back together? Yes. It's not changed. But what's happening is you guys are going through a moment right now that is making you feel like this is impossible, or that it is over, or that you needed to call it quits in order to resolve the issue. That's not necessary for you guys to resolve the issue. What I feel for you and what I see for you on this matter is that you can open that door, communicate with him, and make things right. I really do feel like you guys have just been overwhelmed with all the miscommunication, plus Cancer. Mars was adding all the extra emotion to go with the miscommunication. So things were seeing a lot worse than what they actually are. And Unique says, thank you, Journey. I'm all smiles. Good. As you should be, because you guys, Mercury really played, when Mercury goes retrograde, it messes with our communication. And then when we've got like Mars and Cancer just weighing in with all that extra emotion. So not only are you getting that miscommunication, you're feeling a lot of extra emotion, and it could really throw you over the edge. It could really just kind of bog you down, weigh you down. So we need to take a step back, look at the situation and realize where we're at, how we feel, and to look to see where we're going with this. Because, miscommunication with retrograde is never fun. It's never fun. All right. And Unique says, I want to hug you through the screen. Oh, thanks, sweetheart. All right, guys, make sure we're sharing this out far and wide as we can, guys. I'd like to see some more emojis. I want to see some love hearts. I want to see some thumbs up. Come on, guys. We can do it. We always do. That's why we're here, guys. And guys, we're going to keep doing this to make things good for you guys. And we keep adding new psychics to the reigns. So I'm really looking forward to being able to bring more people to the show. That way you guys have a great variety of people. And guys, make sure that you guys know whoever puts the most emojis gets the chance for a three-card reading as the winner. All right. So Mercury's still trying to play some games with me, or that's my squirrelism. Which one is that? Probably squirrelism. I think it was my squirrelism. I can't blame Mercury anymore. I just told y'all not to, so I won't either. I'll blame squirrel. Gotta love my squirrel. But yeah, she gives me that squirrelism, so I love it. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Who do we got next on the list? We got Oleg. Says, do you see any insurance money coming my way anytime soon? And thank you. When it comes down to insurance money for you, I really do feel as though I see a lump sum of money, but I can't say that it's direct from the insurance company. Something keeps telling me that there's money coming, but I'm not getting insurance. So if you are expecting something from the insurance company, then I would probably say that's where it's coming from. But it's going to take a little bit longer. I'm going to say it's going to take about, I'm looking at 3, almost 4 months before you receive this money that is coming in your direction. But I don't at the moment know who the company is, or, you know, if it's showing me an insurance company providing money. I keep seeing a lawyer. So it's a possibility. I don't know if you've got a lawyer to receive money from an insurance provider, but I definitely feel like money is coming your way, and it's going to take about almost 4 months. You know, it was right there at the edge of like 3.5 months. So that's what I was getting there. So good luck. I mean, I know when you're trying to get monies from an insurance company, it can take a long time, but in this case, I don't feel you're going to have to wait too much longer. Not too much. 3 months is not bad. It's not a bad deal. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's keep sharing out far and wide as we can. We're going to try to get to as many people as possible. Let's see those specific questions, guys. And if you'd like to get a more in-depth reading, you guys can always click that link, you know, that one link that does donations. Yeah, that's the link. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Squirrelism. Yes. She shared it with me today. I didn't know she passed it on. She was like, I'm just going to put this in his tea. He'll be fine. I think she just wanted to chuckle out of me. Blanca says, yay, Journey. Hey, sweetheart, how are ya? All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's go ahead and see who we got next. All right, we got Cindy B. Just want to know, will I ever hear from my friend Jay, and is he doing okay? With Jay's situation, I do believe that you are going to hear from him again. I don't believe that it's a forever gone. I don't feel like that's the case. I do get that this time was different when it came to his medical, and it really put a fear in him and has drained him a lot more than normal. So you trying to communicate with him wasn't a bad thing, but at the same time, he was just not feeling it at all. He went into a shell. He's not really communicating with anybody. You know, it's kind of like, I want to do this one alone. I don't want to worry everybody. But as he starts to get better, I'm going to tell you that once he starts to get better, I don't feel like he's not going to reach out and communicate with you, because I do see him talking with you, giving you some information, talking about things, apologizing for, you know, the lack there of communication, because I do feel as though he is going to open that door for that communication, allowing you to be able to understand where he's at, where he was coming from, and what direction things were going in. So I really do feel like, yes, you will get your communication. Are you going to get it right now? No, I do feel like we're looking at going into the end of July when he gets to open up that door, communicate that out to you, and, you know, allow you to understand where he was at. And I see forgiveness there. I don't feel like you're not going to be, you know, non-forgiving or understanding, because I do see you understanding and knowing where he's coming from and why he feels the way he feels. So, all right, don't beat yourself up over this. I do feel like it's going to work out. You'll get your communication, and your guys' friendship will be right back where it was. said, yes, true. And I'm trying. All right, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your question. I do appreciate it. All right, guys. Let's share it out, guys. Let's keep it going, guys. All right. So like I said, Mercury has finally left retrograde, but it's just coming out of retrograde. And like I was talking about, she says, thank you so much. You are so welcome, Cindy. And so retrograde is finally leaving us alone. It's cooked. It's out the microwave. It's done. We got this. We can breathe. But Mars has not left Cancer. They are still dancing. They're dancing in one of the coldest places possible. So they're being frigid. Tons of emotions coming out, making us overly sensitive. We need to take that in consideration. Don't run off with the mouth if you feel like someone is pushing you in a direction. Don't put yourself in that type of situation. Take a step back. If you feel like someone's getting under your skin, breathe. Do not allow yourself to be stuck in a stinking thinking or saying things that you maybe should have thought about before you opened up your mouth and said something, because you never know who it's going to get back to. You never know how it's going to affect you. So make sure that you're taking a step back and thinking about those things. All right. Whew. A lot of energy that's been coming through today. So we are going to keep things going here, guys. Do remember that we have got tarot card of the day, angel number of the day, and the transits in you on our YouTube channel. If you guys have not checked out that, you can find that on the YouTube channel. The transits in you are once a week, and Squirrel goes over the entire week's transits for you, so you guys are well aware of what's to come and how to approach it. Tarot card of the day also does the same thing, but it does it on a daily. And so does angel number of the day. It helps you understand where you should be, or maybe something you didn't think of that you should be thinking of at that time. Trust me, they've been benefiting and helping lots of people, and I'm so happy that we're capable of making them to make that happen. All right, let's keep it going. Who's next? All right, we got Norma Brown. Norma says, hello, Journey. Will my dream of being able to be happily married again ever happen? When it comes down to marriage for you, I'm not going to say that it's not going to happen, because that energy is there, but the person that's in your life is extremely comfortable. And because of that comfortable energy, they don't really feel the need to do anything. You're going to have to kind of let that one shine and let them know this is something that you may be interesting. Now, I'm not saying pressure somebody, but maybe bring it up in conversation about, if I ever marry again, I would like to do this differently, or I would like to keep it simple, or, ooh, I like this wedding ring. Oh, I love this beautiful wedding dress. This is simple. It's beautiful. It's elegant. Subtle hints. Leave those subtle hints. You don't have to be like, you're going to marry me tomorrow. No, you're not. No, you're not. That's definitely going to leave you single. So you don't want to do that. But what I'm saying to you is leave those subtle hints. Maybe talk to the person that you're with and letting them know, hey, what's your thoughts on marriage? Would you ever think about doing that again? And if their answer is no, get an understanding of why. What does that mean to you? What is that? What makes you feel like you shouldn't marry again? You just get the idea of what your partner is looking for, because I feel like your partner is happy with the communication and the way that things are. So there's a real strong, comfortable energy feeling like, why should we change this? Yeah, with him, pressure wouldn't work. Exactly. It's exactly what I was saying here. So, but you can be subtle about it and even get an idea of where they're at. I actually don't think that they've really thought about it. They just assumed that they were never going to marry ever again. So, and that's why they feel so comfortable with just enjoying what they already have. So, yeah, some people get comfortable and then they forget, oh yeah, there's a wedding ring. If something happens to you, if something happens to a person that you're with and you guys aren't married, there's a possibility the hospital will not let you see them. The family can boot you out of the way. There are lots of things to take into consideration when it comes to these things. And there are great talking points when it comes to, let's say, going to going to the hospital and you want to see your partner but can't because the family's like, no, I don't want that person in there. Well, just because you're pissed off doesn't mean my feelings for the person that I care about changes. And that's not something you want to be having as a conversation if someone in the family wants to get a wild hair up your nowhere. So, make sure that you talk about things like that and you try to, open up that door for communication. All right. Well, let's keep it going, guys. And Norma, thank you so much for your question. I do appreciate it. Guys, remember, we are here 5 nights a week. After my show tonight, we have got Psychic Rose joining us at the 11 o'clock hour. And then followed the next day, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we got Destiny K, Divine Love and Light. Norma says, thanks, Journey. You're welcome, sweetheart. And then we've got Psychic Energy at 10 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday. Guys, make sure these are all Eastern times. Then followed on Wednesday with Psychic K at 10 p.m. Eastern. And then our wonderful little squirrel, our nutty little friend, at midnight. So, guys, make sure you're checking that out. So now if you're on the East Coast, you're getting her very first thing Thursday morning. But if you're on the West Coast, you're getting her at the end of your Wednesday. So great way to end your Wednesday and an amazing way to start your Thursday. Check out Whispers from the Forest with Squirrel. Then we've got another great lineup of shows. We've got Destiny K, Divine Love and Light. Now, mind you guys, this is Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then we've got Psychic Brooke at 10 p.m. And we have a troll. And I just noticed that. And guys, don't mind the trolls. Trust me, this is not a bridge. We'll get rid of them as they go along. So don't get caught up in that. All right. So, all right, where was I? Brooke, 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursday. And then we've got none other than Cassidy, the Card Slinger, at 11 p.m., guys. Make sure you're checking out those shows. And then Friday, we've got Journey and Friends, where you never know who I'm going to have on the show at 8 p.m., starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, and can go on for many hours. So usually it's 2 hours, but we go even longer, depending how fun the party's getting. All right, guys, let's go ahead and have my next question. Who do we got next? All right, we got Matthew says, hey, Ryan, it's Matt. Need some advice. My ex and I are working things out and taking things slow. We are trying to be with one another. No more secrets, no more secrets or nothing. She has worked on things in her life, and she actually is trying to keep me around and work with me. And we pulled cards from mine and her tarot decks, and we both got results on if we were to get back together. And she wants to move out to Iowa with me, and my dad fixed everything. We try, and we want. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop here. What is happening here is the intention of both of you is wanting the same exact thing. I don't get that this is a good move on your part, Matthew. I'm not saying that this is a good. I'm not saying you can't be her friend, but having her come to where you're at and to try to work things out, I honestly and truly do not believe that this is good for you, because I can tell you right now, it's going to fall flat and it's going to turn sour, and you're going to find yourself in the same position, in the same predicament that you found yourself before you left. I don't want you to, I can't make the choice for you, but I can tell you that this is not going to be a good situation for you. I don't believe that this is going to work out in your favor. So unfortunately, I want you to, take a look at the situation and really, really think, is this what I want? Because I don't believe, I feel like you're lonely, and because you're lonely and she's willing to communicate with you, she's what you're wanting now. But the reality of it is, so just be her friend. Exactly. Unfortunately, this is not a love story that I'm going to tell you is going to be able to come back together with a positive result. And sometimes that happens. We don't always want to, we want to see positivity, but we don't always get that result. So we can't always have that to move forward with. And I wish I could say something more. All right. And I understand your, it's not because I'm lonely, but it is. It's not something that you're wanting to see. So I'm just going to put it there. All right. Thanks, Matt. I do appreciate you. All right. Let's go ahead and take the next question in line. Who do we got next? All right, we got a 3-minute reading. Whoop whoop. All right, who do we got? We got Audrey. It says, Ryan, what I can't wrap my head around is the fact that the police officer was there to promote boat safety. He would not leave his boat, jumped in. He was in arm's reach of this child. Everyone was screaming at him. I don't understand why he didn't jump in. Thanks. We have had to speak of this with the boy's family. Okay, so the thing is, it's that I'm not sure at the situation of what's going on, why the officer wouldn't have jumped into the water to save the boy's life. To me, from what I picked up here, when I looked at the officer's energy, I felt panic. I felt, what did I just do? What just happened? There was so many things running through his mind. And yes, this person should have known. He should have been able to say, okay, this is what I'm trained to do. This is what I'm supposed to do. And even officers, they freeze up. They don't understand what just happened. And especially when they are at fault for this happening. No life floaty or anything. Yeah, I'm picking up that's mainly just because there was a huge freak out in his head. Like I said, this police officer is going to go through a ton of things. He's going to feel this for the rest of his life. He in his head just killed somebody. That's where he was at. And like a person, he is human. He is, facing that. And yes, you're right. He's trained to be the guy that gets in the water. He's the one that's supposed to put up the floaty. He's supposed to be doing all the things that he didn't do, but was frozen. And unfortunately, with this situation, he couldn't handle it. And I don't see, she goes, yes, he did. He could not handle it. But I hurt for him also. Right. He is carrying this heavy burden. And hospitalization is going to happen to this police officer. He is not going to live this down. I'm telling you, I'm seeing a man who broke. And at that moment, he broke. Wes is very angry. He saw everything. I understand where Wes is at. Because when you look to this person that's supposed to have all the boat safety and all this stuff, you should expect him to be the one that right below him, Wes was on another boat. Right. But I got this man froze. This was an instant freeze. And I'm looking at all the energy coming through. And yeah, it was not, this is definitely not good for this man. And I feel like he is going to mentally break. So don't be surprised if you hear of this police officer going to the hospital. It's a really sad thing that happened. And I'm sorry your weekend was with this. Yeah. Yeah, she put, yeah. To me, it's not, I don't think he was ready for that. You hear these things, you train for these scenarios, and then all of a sudden it happens and you freeze. And what everybody says is what you didn't do that you were trained for. And really just, and it was Mother's Day on top of that. You got to think of the 5 million things running through their mind at that moment. And it was definitely not about their training. Yeah, I feel really bad about that situation. And I know, she says, I hugged and cried on the wailing mother. Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you were there to be able to hug her and try to help as much as possible. But, when things like that happen, you're not going to think, the only thing you're thinking is, I just lost my baby. So, like I said, when the time comes, we will do a mediumship on that, Audrey. Okay? Let's give it the time so the kid can cross over. But yeah, that poor officer, like, I know why you feel sad for him too, because you knew in that moment that officer froze. And this is just like people who go to war, military people. They hear a war, they train for war. But yes, thank you. You're so welcome, sweetheart. But we train for war. We do all these things, and then when it comes down to it, we're like, wait a minute. I have to hurt another human being. I have to shoot somebody if they come to shoot me. There are moments where they freeze. They don't understand that this is really happening. It's heart-wrenching. And sometimes they can't help it. Just like you and I, we're not trained for some of these things, but some of us will jump into the water, like Wes did, jump into the water to try to do what they can to help. But he was thinking fearlessly and just doing. He was thinking on his instinct. So a lot of that was fear. Man, whew, that's a tough read, Audrey. I'm telling you right now, that's a lot of emotion that I'm trying to break through. And it's so raw and new. I'm getting it in bits and pieces. It's coming in bits and pieces because there's so much emotion circling that certain scenario, and what could and couldn't have happened. And anybody and everybody's gonna be like, oh, I could have done this, I would have done that, oh, I could have, woulda, coulda, shoulda. You weren't the person that was there. You were not the person who did it. And in his mind, he did this. So it was definitely something that hurt him. All right. Well, guys, let's keep it going. All right. Who do we got next? And Matthew says, thank you. You're so welcome. I know that was a hard read for you too, buddy, but just know that that's not a good relationship for you. Friendship, yes. Relationship, no. All right. Who is next on our list? All right. We got Julia says, hi, Journey. Love ya. My question is, during my awakening was that Jonathan sending the hummingbirds and leading me to meet his mom. Okay, we're borderline mediumship, so I'm gonna say yes about the moving you in the direction of meeting his mom. So yes, when it comes down to this, I feel like you need to open yourself up, because you knew that, but you second guessed yourself, and I believe that you are not taking in. You know your messages, but you're not trusting yourself. So the reason that you are going to be able to move forward with this, the way you're going to be able to understand everything that's going on, is start trusting your instinct, because you're not allowing yourself to trust that. You're getting, is it real? Is it not real? Am I really getting this? Yes, you are getting it. Julia, you have a gift, but you need not to second guess yourself. I'm going to tell you, everybody who's walked in this room today and everywhere around the world has a gift. We all use it differently. We all pick up things differently. And I'm going to tell you right now that the energy that we second guess or we dismiss, or, oh, that's a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. I never have. She goes, that was a huge eye opener. Good. Trust it. You need to trust it. Believe in it. Embrace it. Embracing what you know is one of the biggest steps when it comes to being a reader. And I definitely feel like the energy that you've got going on around you is something that you should have been embracing this whole time. You know, you've been doing this. I'm getting a young lady, I'm about 9 years old, that was getting a little bits of information and was just thinking it was cool that she could see things. She says, yes, his death threw me into my awakening. Trauma does. And you notice you'll hear a story about like a psychic talk about they went through something traumatic. What it does is that it shakes them, because for so long we're told, oh, forget it. You're just imagining it. It's just your imagination. It's always something. Kind of like how Santa Claus brought us Christmas presents and he went all over the world in one night. Well, he better have been a magician, because how the hell are you flying around on a little rickety old sled with some deer hanging out with you? You know, I'm just saying, we get told these things when we're young, and then we realize that that's not real, and then we start to believe that the things that we're seeing and feeling aren't real as well. She says, yes, I was that young when I could see things. Yeah, that's where I was getting right at the end of it was like 9 years old, getting ready to be 10 years old. You started to really start to develop and see things. But when you were talking about it, it was like, you don't see nothing. Let's just sweep that under the rug. We're just going to leave that over there and let it manifest in your 20s. Because most psychics that I know don't really start tapping into their crafts until they get into their, late teens, early 20s. Some of us, 30s, 40s. It just depends on when you're really ready to embrace who you are and stop denying what you are. And she says, people judge me. Yeah, people judge. They judge psychics today. You're just going to you got to get thick skin. I guarantee you all the psychics on this network will tell you, don't worry about what they think. Worry about what you know. And when people know what you know, they will come to you for those messages. Believe all of you have a gift. Some of you work with numbers. Some of you work with words. Some of you see things. Some of you hear things. Some of you guys can write things and not know what they're automatic writing. There are so many more that I could go on with, that people have different gifts and the way that they use them. And it's absolutely it's sad to see so many people go, oh, that's not real. Is it? Because it seems to be real. It's been real for me my entire life. And it should be real for you, because when you're like, oh yeah, it's this. And then you're like, is it though? All right, I'm going to change my answer. Then you second guessed yourself, and then boom, you were wrong. And then all of a sudden, bam, you were right the first time. Why did you second guess yourself? Because you are made to consider, to keep rethinking what you already know. Stop underestimating what you know. Don't do that to yourself. Don't underestimate. And Julia says, thank you. Says that, thank you so much. Needed the spiritual family to help me reach my full potential. Exactly right, girl. Exactly right. And that's for everybody. That was a collective message for everybody to know. All right. Who do we got next, guys? Journey's just gonna sit here and sing a song. All right, so we got David said, will I reconcile with my wife and family? Taking a look at this situation, I do feel as yes. The quick answer is yes, but it's with time. I see the door slowly opening as we go into the month of June. As we go into July, it gets a little bit better. So like I said, it's walking through that very slowly. Communication is key here. In your case, I feel like you need to have a moment where you sit down and answer questions, and then you need a moment where they sit down and listen, because I don't really feel like you're being heard. And I get that every time you're trying to communicate, you're being stopped. So allow yourself to be heard, but also allow yourself to listen to what they're saying. But what I would do if I were in your case is let them ask your questions. Let them ask their questions to you. And when they ask those questions, just go ahead and communicate the best you can, and then listen to how they feel, because that's what you need to hear. You need to hear exactly how they feel, and that's going to help you. But let them ask their questions first, hear them out, explain yourself even better once you know how they feel, because that's something you need to know. Not they don't realize that you're not a mind reader, and that's what you should know. You should know. You should know. Well, so should they. They should also realize that you don't know what they're feeling. You don't know what they see, how they see it. How do they see that situation? You don't get to know everything. You might have been in a situation where you might feel a little bit guilty, but both sides of this road that I'm looking at here is not you're 100% guilty and they're not 100% right. So this is where you guys have got to talk to each other. But one time someone needs to be listening while the other one talks, and vice versa, and allow each other to ask those questions. But this is really met with communication, and it happens through time. Don't do it as a one big sit down. We're like, all right, ask every question you need to ask. Okay, you're going to get defensive. You're going to get upset. You don't want to do that to yourself. So allow it to happen through time. But yes, the answer to that was yes. All right. Thank you so much for that question. Let's keep it going. Who do we got next? All right. Unique Smith was our emoji contest winner. Whoop, whoop. All right. Hang on 1 second there, Unique. All right. All right. So okay, we're having, and David says, thank you so much, Journey. Much love. Back at you. It's not over. Not over, okay? You got this. It's just going to take at least 3 months to really break the ice. All right, so let's keep it going, guys. Sorry, we're working on a tech problem here. And let me go and go ahead and take care of that tech problem real quick for you. Unique, you are the winner, so I'll be doing a reading here for you. Let's see what these beautiful cards say. We got the problem fixed, guys. All right. Let's go ahead and see what they got to say for you, Unique. All right. Purification. Look at that beautiful card. Purification. This is a time for you to let go and allow yourself to accept new energies, to burn away the old. Stop allowing yourself to hold on to negativities and hold on to the past. Or when you say you forgive something, actually forgive it, because you're holding on to it and they're building up. That room is full and it's overflowing into your happy place. Do not allow that to happen. You need to purify. Let it go. Girl, throw a big pile of sage, a dump truck full of sage in the middle of the room, light it on fire, and just let this go. Let anything that holds you back go. Don't allow the negatives to hold you down. Don't hold grudges. Allow those things that you say you're forgiving, actually forgive them. We forgive things, but we don't let things go. So if you're going to forgive it, you have to let it go. You have to. She's like, dang, spirit time dinged me out in front of all these people. Yes, let it go, girl. And then you've got energy. When you let this go, when you purify the things that you're needing to forgive, look at that beautiful card, by the way. All right. While you let go of the things that you have that are holding you down, don't allow yourself to hold on to it. We're letting it go. And then boom, you're going to receive this energy. You're going to have the energy to do the things that you've been wanting to do, the things that you've been wanting to heal from. And you're going to start to see that things are changing in your life. The attitudes around you are changing. You're changing. You're feeling good about yourself. So this is really going to give you the energy and the encouragement that you need in order to move forward, to do the things that you've been wanting to do. And the things no longer holding you back, because that negativity can really hold us down. And we don't even realize it until we try to, to do something and we realize, oh, I just don't have the energy to do that. And then you find yourself falling short. So don't do that to yourself. All right. I'm going to tell you right now, don't be a refugee of your own energy. Don't. Look at this. It's a beautiful card. But don't hold yourself in a place where I can only stay here. Don't seclude yourself. Don't be like, I can't start anew. I can't do this. I can't do that. Not without everybody's help. You can do it. You don't need everybody else's help. She put, oh, that's good. But don't feel like you need everybody else's help. The help that you need is the part where we started talking about the purification with the letting go. And when that forgiveness is good to purify, you have to let it go. You have to let it go. And then that energy, you're going to gain it back. You won't need anybody's help because you will be able to move forward and do the right thing for you. Don't let this get the best of you, honey. Don't let this get the best of you. You've got this. I believe in you. Honey, that was your 3-card reading. And that was the first time that I got that refugees card, which was beautiful, by the way. But yeah, don't let yourself thinking that I have to go and get help from somebody else when the best person to help you is you. You've got this. And she put, thank you in all caps. We love you, honey. Thank you for all the beautiful emojis. We appreciate it. All right, let's keep it going, guys, because we've only got 10 minutes before we hop on to our next show, which is at 11 p.m. with Psychic Rose. So who do we got next? All right, we got a 3-minute reading. Whoop, whoop. All right, we've got Kay. It says, I would love to know what you pick up in regards to my career and what is coming up. With your career, as a matter of fact, I actually see things growing. I'm seeing a little bit of a transformation for you. I do see another business idea coming your way. So again, working for yourself. But this idea is brilliant. It's going to rely on you grabbing some more education for yourself. So I did feel like you were going to further your knowledge in order to better yourself, in order to open this other avenue for you. Career-wise, I keep seeing, I really just see you working for yourself. I don't really feel like anybody else has to be involved for you to survive and to go in the direction that you're going in. I really feel like you are in a good place, and I feel as though that this door is opening because it's something that you're wishing to happen. You're really willing this into power. You're really willing this into fruition. And I'm going to tell you right now, you're in a very good place to allow that to happen. So I want to tell you that everything is looking good on your end, career-wise, because it's what you build, okay? Don't allow yourself to be stuck under someone else's thumb because they keep stealing the light from you or taking your ideas or running with what you're doing, because what you're building for yourself is so much better than what they can do with your idea. Kay says, that's so interesting. I was literally looking at looking to go do and add a few things, and especially the healing aspect. Exactly. And this, with that healing aspect, I believe it's coming with education. So you're not going to just go, oh, I want to do this. Ta-da, I'm a Reiki healer. That's not how Reiki works. I've seen it happen. Just because someone goes to the store and go, oh, look, I bought a tarot card. You are not a reader. You have to learn. You have to study. It takes time. And you want to be taught correctly. I can go out to the store and buy a hammer. Does it make me a carpenter? I can build stuff, but I wouldn't say that I would pay for me to go and build people's houses, because sometimes I'm like, no one's seen that. Bang, 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 bang. Just smack it in there real good. But in this case, I felt like you were going to get that in that education that was going to further your knowledge so you could be relied on as a creditable source. And she put facts. But the thing is that I really feel as though what you're doing, you take seriously. You take pride in what you're doing. And I love that about your energy. And I love that you're capable of making this happen. And, you know, even with the spiritual side of things, there are other aspects that I feel as though that you should look at in your life. No, and maybe it's just a hobby, but I really feel like you need to open yourself up to art. Really open yourself up to art. That's just something that just feels like a passion, and it needed to be said. I know the bell rang, but I needed to get that out there because it was something that needed to be said. All right, guys, this is the last question. Who do we got? All right. We got Keisha. It says, will my house sell? Yes, the house will sell. I do feel like the energy surrounding everything is all right, there are looks like outside influences from what I'm seeing. So too many people talking. All the orders need to happen. You know, one person needs to be giving the communication about the house. Not everybody. I feel like there's too many opinions. So if you can cut out that clutter, you can sell this house quicker. But don't worry, the house will sell. I'm seeing it about, we're looking at the end of July going into August, right around that time frame. So more than likely it's going to sell in July, but it won't close until we get into the month of August. So yes, definitely see the house selling. And that's what I got for you, sweetheart. Thank you so much for your question. Kay Collins said, thank you. She says, thank you. No, it makes so much sense. I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, girl. Tap into your art side. It's most definite. All right, guys. This is not over, guys. All right. Keisha says, thank you so much. You are so welcome. All right. Our next show starts in just a few minutes. So, guys, make sure you head over to it. It's Psychic Bros. And, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate everybody. And I'll see you on the next show because I'll be right there with Rose. All right. See you guys there.